Hi, this is Patty from Homemakers Daily. I just wanted to update you on how I used my DIY fish inserts this week. I have been struggling with the ring size of the Malden. I'm used to the Franklin Covey Compact, which has 1.25-inch rings and allows me to keep pretty much everything I need in there. I have kept my finances in my planner for a very long time, but they will not fit in the Malden. So I have kind of had a hard time with that. I was thinking about abandoning the fish inserts and going back to my Franklin Covey pages or something else when Fish suggested that I try cutting the pages bigger. So I had success with the monthly. That worked out pretty well. I had pretty good success with the weekly, but the daily I do not like. There's this big gap on either side, and the way the pages print, you can't put the gap in the middle, which would be better. I did play around with it to try to solve the problem, but I just don't like it. So I decided to suck it up and try to make the Malden work and figure something out for my finances. So for right now, I wanted to show you where we left off last week. I was winging it that day, and it didn't go extremely well. When I wing it, I usually don't get very much done. I wanted to show you, though, that I do, sometimes when I think of something I need to tell my husband or someone else, I will make a note. Otherwise, I'll forget. So here I had made a note to talk to David. I pretty much have been using this for a lot of my daily stuff. I don't rewrite all of this over here. I do write some of it, but not all of it. And this has my dailies and then things I need to do this week. And you can see I had a really productive week. One of the more productive ones that I've had in a while. So this is working pretty well. On Saturday and Sunday, I try to be flexible because I have the kids and David's home, so I don't try to plan too much or plan too tightly. This day I wanted to get these tasks done, but I had no idea when I would be able to do them, so I just wrote them over here. The menu, as always, and my 365/30 Filofaxy list I've been putting up here. I had pretty much the same thing here, just a loose schedule. I did finally do a weekly review. Here's my notes for the day, and then I set a few goals for the week. All right, and then I have this week, I have my weekly tasks, my menu, and my spending. I winged it when I went to the grocery store, so I'm planning as I go, and I will not be doing that again. Are you seeing a pattern here? Winging it does not work for me. I am a planner. Now on Monday, I had a couple of things I wanted to remember, so I wrote them up here. Kids' first day of school, and my daughter had jury duty. I just wanted to be sure and check on her. There's my challenge, my tasks. I was worried about a few things, so I jotted those down right here. I have found that if I write them down, it helps me. I feel a little better. A lot of times once I write it down, I see that it's not really as bad as I thought. So I did that. And then I wanted to point out, my husband was in the hospital last week or a couple of weeks ago, and the insurance company wasn't sure they wanted to pay the bills. So we've been working on that this week. So I've had a lot of phone calls. I cannot stress enough how important it is when you have some sort of an issue, you need to write down every detail. When you talk to them, who you talked to, what was said, what the outcome was, what you need to do, write it all down. Every single time. Then if there's a problem later and they come back and say, no, we didn't say that, or no, that's wrong, you can go back to your notes and say, look, on August 18th at 3:30, I talked to John Doe, and this is what he said. And you can win a lot of times if you have that detailed information. So write it down. And if you don't want to write it in your planner, write it on the letter that they sent you or in your computer, but write it somewhere where you can retrieve it. Now, the way I find my information is normally I remember where it is, but I also do the table of contents or monthly index so I can easily look back and see. But write it down. Here I was going to have fish for dinner, so I had written up here thaw fish. Anytime I have something I need to do first thing, it goes up here. Now I ended up deciding we were going to have leftovers instead. This was a task that needed done, but I wasn't sure when I was going to do it, so I put it over here. I was overly optimistic this day, thought I was going to get a lot done that morning, but then my daughter-in-law called and said, hey, you want to go to Walmart with me? And of course I said yes, so I didn't get any of that done. Oh, I dumped the trash. Good for me. That's okay though. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal. Then on Wednesday, again, I was trying something new. I was going to try to do my blogging in the morning and my home stuff in the afternoon. So I did write out details just so that I wouldn't get up in the morning when my brain was really tired and say, oh gosh, what am I supposed to do? But I'm not going to be doing this again. I did not like that. I have it all written on my blog sheet. I had a bunch of stuff here. Again, those chores. This one was real important, so I put an asterisk by it. I did do that, I just didn't mark it off. I got a little bit done, but again, I was overly optimistic. On Thursday, I usually have a very busy schedule, so I wrote down what I needed to do, very large, my appointments, so that I would know I didn't have much room in between. I knew I had 3 hours in this block of time, so I actually added up the amount of time each thing would take, and it was 3 hours. So when I started to write another item, I thought, nope, I've already used up my 3 hours, so don't put it there. So I didn't. We were having tacos and cheese dip for dinner, which I've made a jillion times. I know exactly what I need to do. I could probably do it in my sleep, but I knew that I was going to have to do it in bits and pieces whenever I could fit it in. So I went ahead and wrote down everything I needed to do, and then as I was able to do it, I marked it off. Having it written here got it out of my head and left my brain free for more important things. And today, I do not have a list. It was going to be, I had tentative plans. I wasn't sure what was going to be done, and so I didn't plan anything, and here it is, almost 11 o'clock, and I have done next to nothing. Plus, I got up early this morning. Don't ask me what I've done today, I don't know. I'm making this video, but it is never good for me to wing it. With my menu, with my spending, with my day plan, never. I am not a good winger. I need a plan, or I don't do anything. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go ahead and make a plan for the rest of the day, because now I do know what's going on. I'm still using the weekly chart. I've been moving this forward every day, dailies, stuff I need to do this week. These are things, like I said before, this one, paint extension, I requested it, but I'm waiting. If I don't hear back by the end of the week, I will put this on a daily page to follow up, because the deadline's next week. Tried to order a debit card, but had to do a couple things in between, so that means that I tried and I'm waiting. If I haven't heard anything at the end of the week, it'll go on my pinned list. Scrape the front porch is an ongoing project, so the little dot means I did it once. And I will not be doing it again before this week is over, because the temperature is supposed to be 100. So that is my week. Now I also wanted to show you a couple of extra ways that you can use the monthly chart. Now I've shown you before how I do my blogging. This is my blog chart. These are all my daily tasks, and I mark them off. And then here's my schedule of posts, and then some extra tasks. I've been doing this for a couple of months. It's actually working very well. Now another way, here's a picture my granddaughter drew when she got a hold of my planner. She thinks planners are awesome. She has her own, but she prefers mine. The other thing is the bills. I have highlighted the weekends because that's when I pay bills. I will not use green again because it's too dark. I will use yellow, orange, or pink. But what I do, here's my business bills, personal bills. So these, I have the date they're due, who I'm paying it to, and how much. Then over here, I put a check mark when the bill is due. Then, like here, this one is close to a weekend. Obviously, I can't pay it here and get it there on time. So I'm going to pay it here. So I just go backwards and I put a circle in the weekend where that bill needs paid. So then this weekend when I pay bills, I'll just look down and all these circles mean these bills need paid. I'll pay them and then I'll either put a check mark or color them in. You can see I've done both. I am not consistent about anything. But this chart I keep in my planner. Even though my bills are not in my planner, the chart is. So if I'm sitting on the couch in the evening and suddenly think, did I pay that bill? Or did I even write it down? I can look. And if I have to pay it in a hurry, I can do it from my phone while I'm sitting on the couch. So the other thing that I use the monthly chart for my husband is self-employed, and so we have to keep track of his work schedule. So I have all of the customers he's worked for so far this month written here, and then I just mark the days that he works for them, so I can see at a glance who he worked for and how many days. I might, in the future, modify my circles so that, like, if he worked there a half day, it's a half of a circle. If he worked there a fourth of a day, it's a fourth. I don't know yet if I will do that or not. But anyway, so I'm using this chart for his work schedule, and that is working very well. There are tons of different things you can use for those charts. They are amazing, but I'm trying to limit myself because I only have so much room in here. So I'm trying not to use it for other things. Now in the future, I may use the one on the front of my calendar for his work schedule because I'm not using it for anything else, but I haven't decided. So anyway, that's it for this week. I will say that I am starting to get a little itchy about wanting to do something different. We people with ADD or ADHD have a tendency to solve a problem that we're having and then not want to do it anymore. And that's where I'm at. I know what I need to do. I know this is working really well for me. I'm more productive than I've been in a long time. But now that I've got it working pretty smoothly, I want to do something else. So I'm trying to resist the urge and stay with it because it's a great system and it does work well. And if you're thinking about doing it but you're overwhelmed, Fish does have 1-month trials that you can try, very reasonably priced. And really you just have to dig in order to know if it's going to work for you, because it is very overwhelming to see. But once you get in and you start using it, you realize how brilliant it is. So if you're thinking about it but you're not sure, get one of those trials from her Etsy shop and just give it a shot. Don't make a decision based on what you see in the videos. All right, well that's it for this one. This one has gone on a little longer than the ones in the past. Thank you for watching. If you want to see, if you want to read more articles about planners, time management, or homemaking, please go to my blog, homemakersdaily.com. Thank you for watching.